Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Wrath of the Righteous with me, Bring It Dawn. First thing we need to do is take care of Nanio's negative level. And I think she also has some wisdom damage.
Focus on the
and we need to cast Good Hope with my main character. I keep forgetting he has it, because it's usually a spell that only bards can get. Scalds might be able to as well. And it's arguably one of the best buffs in the game. It gives you a +2 morale bonus to saving throws, attack rolls, ability checks, skill checks, and weapon damage rolls. So even Greater Heroism, which is a level 6 spell, only gives you a +4 morale bonus on saving throws, attack rolls, and skill checks. If you cast this as well, you're still getting that +2 to damage rolls and ability checks. And to top all that off, it's also AoE, where Greater Heroism is a single target spell. That's a weird dead end. Oh, I'm gonna turn that off. That's a lot of demons. The demon Mutasafin silently observes the army's departure with the air of a military leader watching soldiers on parade. When he finally notices you, he barely acknowledges your presence. Ah, it's you. Last time we met, you ran away in a hurry. This time, however, you don't seem in any rush to disappear. The last time we met, you were a hindrance to my plans, but now you might actually be of use. So please, be my guest. You can stand there and gloat as much as you want. You can even attack me. Believe it or not, you can't kill me, at least not permanently. Where's Hepzamirah? She's not far. She's actually on the other side of the barrier I constructed. It's an excellent barrier, very reliable. I perfected the formula invented by Arilu Vorlesh. These barriers cannot be opened without a key, and they're also perfectly camouflaged. I heard that the barrier of your little town of Dresden was particularly effective. My crusaders walked past the entrance to the Midnight Fane thousands of times, but never noticed until now. You cannot get through the barrier to Hepzamirah without my help. I could help you, of course, but I won't. If you want my key, you're going to have to take it. Mutasafin chuckles. Where are those demons going? Those marvelous demons that I selected by hand, the army that I personally nurtured and nourished with the power of Nahyndrian Crystals. They have been sent. I hope your imagination is already running wild possibilities. Somewhere precious to you, somewhere entirely defenseless. Mutasafin pauses. Well, any guesses? You think I'm sending them to the little town of Dresden? You're mistaken. First of all, it's already being dealt with by others. And second, there isn't much honor to be gained from conquering that pathetic rock pile. The town's been ravaged like a whore. It's been taken more times than a brothel slave in Alushanira. No, our army will not go to Dresden. Our mutual acquaintance showed me a far more interesting target. The Echo of Discari told me about a sanctuary of the Imperial Lord Pelura that's hidden in the depths of the World Wound. It seems that a handful of Sarkorian stargazers and their angelic patron have been fooling the armies of the Abyss for years. The temple has been hidden under the noses of all the mighty demon leaders, Monago, Darazand, and of course, Hepzamirah. No one has ever found it. If I conquer it and bring it to ruin, the victory will be mine alone. And I have something very special planned for those stargazers. The demon licks his lips. I have no idea what he's talking about. I don't know how that would be considered precious to me. I've never heard of this. The only surviving Sarkorians that I know of were in Winter Sun, right? Why are you working with the Echo of Discari? Because it is a pleasure to work with him. Our business arrangement is mutually beneficial. In the Abyss, there are two kinds of alliances. Alliances based on shared interests, alliances based on shared enemies. My alliance with the Echo falls primarily into the first category, for now. He gave me information about the location of Pelura's hidden sanctuary and the World Wound, and in exchange, I performed a Nahyndrian ritual on him and endowed him with new powers. You should keep that in mind the next time you see him, and you will see him again, soon. Does Hepzamirah know about your plans? Why do you think we're having this conversation? She's never suspected my true intentions, and she may still be clueless now. Of course, it is also possible that she has discovered my plans too late, and is now powerless to stop me. What's a little betrayal between demons? I took control of the army, waited for you to knock on the gate, and then gave the order for them to march out. If everything goes according to plan, I'll be long gone by the time you and Hepzamirah have finished with one another. I could intimidate. It's not really my character's nature, so I'm going to stop you. The Mutis often moves so swiftly, your eyes almost miss it. Now you understand. You cannot prevent my army from plundering the Temple of Plura, but you can always try to kill me. If you succeed, you can take the key from my still warm corpse and go confront Hepzamirah in her headquarters. Then you can kill her too. If you're strong enough, of course.
Waver!
I think I'll be strong enough. Alright, let's go and haste up.
Begone, fiend!
And of course, we'll slow them down. Let's go ahead and pop that. Like so.
Fall!
Alright, we'll just cut our way front to back.
I will resist!
Not super excited about these alchemists bombing me from the back line.
Yourself.
You crossed the wrong mongrel! You won't survive me. Endure this!
You're irrelevant.
Yeah, those alchemist bombs are super annoying. So we got Mutisoffin's Master Key, a magical key that reveals and removes hidden demonic barriers. This key belonged to the demon Mutisoffin and opens the barriers he created. We got Contagious Shroud. Whenever the wearer of this cloak is attacked in melee, the attacker must pass a Fortitude saving throw or become sickened and vulnerable to acid for 4 rounds. Its effect can only occur once per attacker during a combat. I still had that, what's it called, black thing? That long sword that did acid damage? I think it was only a +2. May have been a +3. I don't think building around that is the best course of action, but you could.
Desna, guide my hand.
I'll go ahead.
The world has suffered enough. Can't hide from me.
I finished here. Is there more?
These working notes document possible methods for blocking the powers granted by Nahyndrian Crystals. However, the notes are incomplete. Either the research is unfinished, or has reached a dead end. The Nahyndrian Crystal has not been fully cut, and its facets remain unfinished. Why did she do that instead of her? Oh wow, she has 1 more Knowledge Arcana than Ennio does. Huh, good job, Ivu. Now, this magical equipment is used to give mythic powers to demons. These implements are similar to the ones you saw in Xanthir's lab.
I know the way.
I'm glad I was useful to you.
Mutisoffin's letter. If you're reading this, Hepzamirah, my plan has most likely succeeded. I'm now leading an army, my army, through the lands of Golarion. You're shaking with terror, waiting to find out how your father will punish you. I wish I could be there to witness your humiliation. Perhaps Baphomet will spare you and send you after me. You probably hope to capture me and make me suffer, using the power of the Nahyndrian Crystals that I helped you to obtain. We should know first of all, the revival system I created for myself is flawless. You can't kill me, even if you manage to kill me. Second, I'm already close to perfecting my deadliest weapon. Do you know what it is? I'll be able to temporarily remove the powers and abilities that are bestowed by the Nahyndrian Crystals. Oh, he could use that on me, couldn't he? See, I've told you my secret. I will not tell you how I will achieve this feat. What will it be? Poison? A spell? A magical object? I want you to think about the possibilities, that you shudder and flinch at every shadow. A long time ago, I learned a simple lesson. To gain power in the Abyss, you must seize your underlings by the throat with one hand, and destroy your enemies with the other. We've destroyed many enemies, but you've never been good at controlling your subordinates. I've been preparing this rebellion for years, weaving intrigue, recruiting allies, gathering resources, working out a revival system for myself, and you never noticed. Be sure you mention that to Baphomet. He'll appreciate my subtlety, although he will not be pleased that an ordinary demon, an incubus spawn no less, has tricked his princess daughter. So farewell, princess. I look forward to seeing you, but I'll not be disappointed if your death prevents us from meeting again. Utasafan.
Follow my path.
Alright, let's go deal with Hepzamirah. We don't have all of our buffs up currently, but I think we'll be okay. You followed me for a long time, you frail, pathetic little stalker. But then you disappeared. You've been gone for so long, I thought you were dead. I'm glad you proved me wrong. I would have enjoyed it if you had died alone in the darkness, lost and forgotten, but I'd much rather punish you in person. Well, the great daughter of Baphomet in all her glory. This is a really cool character model. There is strength in the tormented angel's voice, though it quivers with pain. Don Quixote, the false chosen one, herald of my jaded faith. How did this come to pass? Mortal, watch the golden-winged servant of the impostor goddess weep. The fool flew right into our trap. Hepzamirah and I have tortured him from the moment we captured him, and the whole time, he spoke only of you. As if he didn't care about the pain at all. At least, not the pain that we caused. Did you know that I was coming for you? Hepzamirah stares at you contemptuously. The Crusaders think that all demons are as dumb as the rabble we sent to Galarian, but that isn't true. I prevailed in wars and battles that you mortals know nothing about, and I always use scouts. My spies are everywhere. You're trying to get the attention of our Lady in Shadow. They told me that you were searching for me. I tracked your movements. I knew the moment you stepped foot on that ship, and I gave my slave Histoglir after you, or sent Histoglir after you. Unfortunately, he proved just as useless in undeath as he was in life. I disappeared. What are you talking about? My journey only lasted a few weeks. Weeks? You haven't been seen in almost 6 months. You showed up in the Abyss, caused mayhem in Alushanira, and then you disappeared. My spies told me that you had acquired a ship, and were headed to Kolafir, so I sent Hestoglir to hunt you down. But you disappeared, and up until now, I assumed you were dead. Thought you must be fish food by now, and that perhaps you had deserted, having realized your ridiculous and pathetic struggle was doomed to failure. The echo of Discari's laugh is shrill and unpleasant. The Abyss is primordial chaos. The laws of space and time have no power here, but this chaos can be controlled. You could, for example, force it to distort time around a particular ship, one that is being used by some overconfident outsiders who are used to a world of order and stability. Let the angel go, or you'll be sorry. How can you possibly still care for the one who abandoned you? You're my angel, bro. I'm not gonna leave you hanging. If you want the winged fool, come and get him. The demon tosses her head defiantly, blowing her sharp, curved horns like a bull ready to charge. Mutasafin stole your army from you. The demon reels as if she's been slapped. You hear the pure rage in her voice as she hisses angrily. Mutasafin is a skilled alchemist and a gifted scientist, but he thinks too highly of himself. He was born in the Abyss and has spent his life here, so his knowledge and skills were too valuable to risk on the front lines. He dreams of endless entertainment in the lands of the mortals, and desires the glory of conquering Golarion, but will not live to see such triumph. He will pay bitterly for his betrayal. After all, I am one of the few who know the secret of Mutasafin's mortality, but you don't need to worry about any of that. You won't live long enough to see me destroy him. The portal in this room, where does it lead? It leads to the Nexus, or hub of mines and portals. We managed to put the mining of Nahyndrian Crystals on hold for a while, but the work will resume soon. I'll finish here with you, then go to Golarion, catch Mutasafin, and drag him back. I have to decide the best punishment for him. Can he still work with the crystals if he has no eyes? How about one eye and one hand? And of course, I'll certainly take his legs. He will continue to create an army for me, whether he wants to or not. And with these hordes, I'll march with the World Wound, through Mendev, and through your entire plane, from one end to the other. Mortal shall bow before Hepzamirah, daughter of Baphomet. Turns her horned head towards Arushalai. And not just mortals. I'll think of a worthy punishment for you as well, you miserable, stupid traitor. What kind of scum would trade the fury and power of the Abyss for friendship with these slabs of meat? You're a disgrace to the entire demon race. Arushalai's eyes flash with a dark, burning rage. Who are you, girl, to lecture me about the Abyss? You're nothing more than a slab of meat yourself, a half-mortal perversion of your father. You're not even a real demon, so don't you dare. The succubus stops short, and the fire in her eyes disappears. He gasps, horrified. Oh no, what am I saying? Why don't you just give up? Hepzamirah's roar shakes the ground. Her angry eyes flash crimson. When I'm finished with you, I'll have you chained. You'll be dragged behind the army, naked, wounded, and trembling. You'll watch as I, daughter of Baphomet, an archpriestess of his cult, take Golarion by the throat. I'll bring it to its knees, and make it weep like a wench that's been whipped. You mention your dad an awful lot. Please tell me you haven't been cooking up all these schemes against the Golarions, just to impress your father. I refuse to accept that the reason for all these atrocities is something so dumb.
We won't fall here.
Oh, alright, and we're starting.
Swear it.
Into the fray!
Alright, so the Echo is not going to fight here. Good to know. This might be worth casting back here. I want to get her up there as soon as possible.
My blade.
Ivu, where's Ivu at?
Make every strike count.
Alright, never mind. Ivu's now controlled. Alright, let's get Mark of Justice on Hepzamirah.
Have you seen that?
Alright, speed that up, try and get some damage over time on Hepzamirah. Alright, and let's charge her down. Tila, go elsewhere, please. Bismuth, you as well. A Social, Axiomites, please. And go help out Sela over here.
Down the divine wrath.
Rushalai, what are you doing? Ranger spawn. Oh! A run for your life. Head for the Nexus. We'll hide from this horrible Galarian and Lucianira. Oh, they all just abandoned her. You'll pay for this. My father will punish you for your insolence. Well, he's not here right now, is he? Behold the power. Behold the greatness. Tremble before Baphomet. Oh, that threat was for the guys that are running away. Let this insolent mortal suffer, my lord, and punish this rebellious angel who refuses to bow before you. Ah, angel who wandered into the abyss and couldn't find his way back to heaven. I've heard about you. My daughter could not break your spirit, but I will rip out your heart. May Lady Iomedae hear my final words. The leader of the crusade is one of Rilu Verlesh's profane creations. His power comes from the blood of fallen demon lords. There's no hope for any of us. Looks like you overdid it, my daughter. Your torture drove the angel mad. A swift execution. But I wasn't finished with this angel. There were so many games I wanted to play with him. Show your power, O Lord. Let our enemies tremble in terror. Now it's your turn, you low-life scum. You've disappointed me. How dare you summon me here? How dare you use forbidden knowledge? Think I'm here to save you? No. I'm here to inflict punishment. Oh!
Have I been summoned merely to push this creature to death? A mortal who still shows loyalty to the queen that exiled him to the abyss. Oh yes, Galfrey guards her glory with the jealousy of a lioness.
The fiery gaze of the demon lord of beasts pierces you like a red-hot knife. The demon scrutinizes you for a moment, then bursts into mocking laughter that resounds through the air.
But no, this creature proudly wears the knife stuck in his back like a badge of honor. Or is the betrayal weighing you down after all? Did you come here looking for a new master? One who can help you seek revenge?
Baphomet's glowing eyes narrow in curiosity.
I don't belong to the Abyss. I believe in Desna. I believe in mortals. And in the right to dream of something greater than being dominated by monsters like you.
As she stands before this demon lord of the abyss, some innate instinct forces Arushalai to her knees. She bows her head, compelled to show her reverence and submission to his authority. But the succubus is scowling, and there's a stubborn glint in her eye. Slowly, as if bearing the weight of an entire mountain on her shoulders, Arushalai straightens up and defiantly faces down the demon lord.
Well done, sister. I've always believed in you. In the name of all the gods of light who protect Galarian, you tell that thing to piss off.
Where did you send the hand of the inheritor?
Why do you care about his fate? He was merely your overseer. Heaven sent him to watch over you. His only purpose was to remind you of your mission and to destroy you should you stray from the path. You shouldn't worry about him. He is just Iomedae's pawn, and she did not think twice about sacrificing him. The foolish angel thought he would be forgiven for leaving Ragathiel and joining Iomedae, but heaven never rewards traitors with its trust.
Did you slay your own daughter?
I have countless slaves and numerous offspring. When one of them disappoints me, I simply get rid of them. To me, you are nothing more than mayflies. Your lives are so brief, It is as if you are already dead.
Oh, I have a question concerning your offspring, too. Tell me, Lord Baphomet, how is it genetically possible that you have the head of a goat, and yet you are the progenitor of minotaurs, which are essentially bulls? Are you mating with a certain cow whose genes went out over yours?
I will take particular pleasure in killing you.
Baphomet is silent for a moment. Oh man, that was funny. I have vanquished your servants, and I can do the same to you.
Even if we pretend for a moment that you have a chance of winning, have you considered what reward awaits you? Your queen knows that you have surpassed her. Your success is why Galfrey exiled you here. How will she reward you for the death of a demon lord? Will she honor you by personally slitting your throat? Sadly, we will never know the answer, because you have no chance of winning.
The demon chuckles slyly.
Our victory is certain.
Oh, we're gonna fight him. Okay. Wasn't 100% ready for that.
The Inheritor, guide my blade!
Did he get rid of all my buffs? Alright, let's do this. We still have our guarded hearth up at least. What else do we got? I'd probably try Burst of Glory. Let's see. Holy Aura is probably the best option here.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Go ahead and quarry him, please. Music here is really good. Alright, I think we'll open with this. It's alright, I can counter with haste. So we're not slowed anymore. Oh, he's a demon lord. Hold on. We need to get that. Did she not use it? Does it have to be my main character that uses it? Who I currently don't have control over. Eagle Soul, and let's see. Let's go ahead and do... that, a couple castings of
Mind over
this.
muscle.
The light, take you!
Not a big fan of that. I have a lot that I can counter that with. Alright, Social, get over here please. Start swinging away.
I call upon you.
Alright, good. We do have control over my main character again. Did I ever get Holy Aura out? I don't think that I did. Oh, I did. Perfect. Alright, I have control over Rouge Line once again, so let's go ahead and do... Sense Vitals.
Make
An
your
attack.
peace.
Alright, so everybody's back up to full except for my main character. Which is
No
fine.
glory without risk!
Oh, did I skip something? No, there's a loading screen. Perfect. Hit spacebar to pause. I thought I skipped something. You feel your hair stand on end. The blood boils in your veins. The fire within your heart is so fierce and hot, it feels as if it is about to burn through your chest. A cry springs from your lips, but the sound of your voice, the light envelops the cave. The ground begins to shake as your radiant presence overwhelms those around you, knocking them back into the surrounding rocks.
Which of my enemies is responsible for this trap? Who has put you up to this, you pathetic insect?
The Demon Lord retreats, his steps shaking the cave.
Such power must have a source. You are such a curious insect. I must see what is inside you.
Are you sure you're a match for me, dark creature? You should flee.
Absolutely not. You are not going anywhere, you old goat. You made a fatal mistake when you dared to set foot here uninvited.
Nocticula, Lady in Shadow, once again, I offer you an alliance. A great alliance.
I've told you before, and I'll tell you again. The answer is no.
That looked like a midnight bolt.
It has been a long time since I last killed a Demon Lord. It is good to see that I remain unsurpassed in my craft.
Nauticula looks at you imperiously. She clutches Baphomet's still quivering heart in her hand. She raises it high in the air. Her triumphant voice breaks the silence. How did you get here?
You have been absent for too long. You are the chosen instrument of my will, but for months there was no word from you, and no one in the Midnight Isles knew where you were. I watched you from afar, unseen, but then you also managed to hide yourself from my gaze. If it hadn't been for Lady Vorlesh, I would have thought you dead long ago. She kept reassuring me that you were alive, and then I felt your blood in my realm again, and I heard the sound of Baphomet's hooves as he walked through my land. That is when I realized two things. First, this was my chance to annoy the old goat, and second, betting on you was the right choice.
Yeah, I'm gonna do number 3. He was mine. Why did you interfere? You vile thief. You steal the victories of others.
Your thirst for blood is admirable. But you are here in my realm, where the right to execute demons belongs only to me.
Nauticula laughs and claps her hands in silent applause. Why did you decide to attack Baphomet? You didn't want war.
I did not want to enter into a difficult, exhausting war against Baphomet when he was at full strength. But massacring his minions when they are helpless and success is guaranteed? Well, that is a different matter entirely. Thanks to recent events, the slaughter can finally begin. Baphomet is frightened. He will not leave his abode for at least a year, because if he dies again within that time, his death will be final. This gives me an overwhelming advantage. My black bolts gave him a kiss he will not soon forget, and the memory of their touch will cool his fervor.
Nauticula narrows her eyes in satisfaction.
2 armies of demons will meet in the coming battle, and one of them will be led by its mistress in all her glory. The other one, however, will be cut off at the head and left without the leadership of its lord. In a year's time, I will have undermined Baphomet's forces and deprived him of his troops and allies. By the time he finally feels invincible again, it will be too late. And instead of crushing my servants and destroying my islands, he will be forced to bargain for his life. As you can see, I won this war before it started. And it's all thanks to you.
We know the answer to number 3 because she said, well, he's not truly dead. He went back to his labyrinth. Now that Baphomet is dead, will become an island in your realm.
No. Any demon lord that is killed will return to their abyssal realm, where they will be reincarnated. Their body will be unharmed, but the demon lord will be vulnerable for an entire year. If they are killed again during that time, they will be drawn into the Rift of Repose forever. However, if I kill them, they will become an island in my realm. Therefore, nothing will induce Baphomet to leave his labyrinth during the next year.
You said I was gone for several months. My journey didn't take that long.
Perhaps it felt that way, but believe it or not, Nahyndrian has already forgotten the hot-headed Galarian who caused mayhem throughout the city. You may have ended up in some sort of temporal anomaly. These sometimes occur in the Abyss. Or perhaps someone arranged this anomaly for you. If that is the case, you are lucky to have escaped from it so quickly. You could have been gone for several centuries.
My power has increased.
Of course it has. Everything went according to plan. Your fight with the Demon Lord sapped much of your strength, and you were forced to rely on the power that you were given by Lady Vorlesh. You reached for it instinctively, without even realizing what you were doing.
Articulate a nod to our agreement. Enough about the past. Let's talk about the future.
Every Demon Lord needs a weapon. Someone who will be an instrument of their will. Baphomet chose Hepzamirah, and I chose you. I'm glad I picked the superior weapon. You proved yourself stronger than your counterpart, and laid bare the cowardice of my enemy. I, the Lady of the Midnight Isles, will give you the honor and glory that such a deed deserves. With a single blow, you have begun the great war between Nocticula and Baphomet. And I will reward you for this achievement. Your queen will reward you for this deed, but she cannot match the generosity of the Lady in Shadow. Accept my profane gift, and remember the moment you triumphed. The moment Nocticula herself expressed her gratitude and respect for you.
What's a profane gift?
Every succubus can bestow her dark patronage upon whomever she likes. My magic will enter your being and enhance your already exceptional abilities. It will also allow me to watch over you, and, if you are in mortal peril, help you. It will not make me your guardian demon, but you can expect to receive some aid from me. Furthermore...
So can Arushali do this too?
There is one more aspect to a profane gift. It allows the succubus to affect the mind of whoever is under her protection. You have proven to be trustworthy, and so I will not exploit this by invading your thoughts. Others, however, will not be so kind to you. If a powerful demoness charms you with her magic and grants you her profane gift, you will become her toy. A mortal can only have the patronage of one succubus, and I would rather give you mine than leave your enemies a chance to cause you harm.
No. Don't trust a demon, especially not the one called Our Lady in Shadow. And two, I'd rather get by on my own merit, so I don't need your gift.
You refuse my gift? Reject my favor? As you wish. My patronage will not extend to your humble self.
Nocticula's smile turns cold and ruthless, sharp like the blade of an executioner's axe. What's to stop Baphomet from sending more slaves here to mine crystals?
I will stop him. Baphomet's servants will be too frightened to go to the place where their master was killed. And whoever tries to mine my crystals will taste my wrath. You have fulfilled the mission for which you came, Galarian Crusader. The mining of Nahyndrian crystals has ceased, and Baphomet and Ascari will no longer have mythic demons under their control.
Articula's smile is as cold and deadly as an assassin's blade.
I will send my servants to destroy the network of passages they have carved throughout my islands. I will destroy all their portals, including the one that brought you to Nahyndrian.
You promised you would help to close the world wound if I killed Hepzamirah.
Conquest is your next step. The world wound can only be closed where it was opened, in the Threshold Fortress. Go back to Galarian, gather an army, and bring the full force of your power down upon your enemies. Baphomet will wish to recall his soldiers as soon as possible, in order to repel my attack. You will only have to deal with Discari's servants. When you get to the threshold, stand on the edge of the rift that connects your plane and the Abyss, and we will execute our plan.
What's happening on Galarian?
It is clear that Queen Galfrey lacks your talent as a strategist. In your absence, she has made several mistakes that have brought Mendev's crusaders to the brink of destruction. She is a skilled warrior, and a good leader, but that is not enough. It never has been when it comes to dealing with the world wound. You were the one who tipped the scales toward a victory for Mendev. But you'll soon find out everything for yourself. I won't spoil the surprise.
How do I get home?
The same way you arrived, through the Nexus. The rift that led you into the Abyss is open. Of course, the Queen tried to close up every opening within the Midnight Fane, but I'll let you in on a secret. She didn't close all of them. If you look hard enough, you'll find the way back.
I still have things to do in Colafir.
As you wish. I only hope that when you get home, it won't be too late to save your plane. Now it is time for you to return to your plane. You are desperately needed there. And I must attend to my own affairs.
Articula's voice has taken on the ominous tone of a dark oracle, delivering ill tidings and grim portents. Alright, so I'm going to call the episode here. And we still have more to do. So we'll probably loot all this in the next episode. I'm sure there'll be some unique stuff here to gather up and read about. And then rest up and dimension door down here, because it looks like there's not another way to access this. Oh, and we'll also take our next mythic rank at the beginning of the next episode. But for now, thanks for watching. I will see you guys in the next one.